welcome back everyone, welcome back to another week, another edition here of the SEL, the StarCraft Evolution League Season 2 Championship, Round of 16, Group C. I'm of course Josiah VIP, with me I'm joined by these amazing players and by the people in the chat as well. Welcome one and all. I do apologize, by the way, we did miss out on one cast yesterday. We were going to be covering the Pegasus Cup, but again, I was not necessarily feeling 100%, so didn't quite delve into Pegasus Cup, but at least we're here to continue the week of StarCraft that we have ready for you. Again, it's a very intense week, 2 casts a day every single day. We have StarCraft Evolution League, of course. We also have the podcast later on in the evening, and all the StarCraft. We're looking to finish up and wrap up the group stage of SEL. For the time being, though, we're going to be jumping in, and we have our first series and group of the broadcast. Bam! Let's head on over. Let's switch our scenes over and catch up on the group itself. Now, as a reminder, this is StarCraft Evolution, not regular StarCraft 2, so this is a tournament-based, or I should say played on a mod, on a StarCraft 2 mod that does put together Brood War and StarCraft 2, so it's a very unique mod, very fun. There's a lot of players that do dedicate their time solely to StarCraft Evolution, more so than SC2, and we are in the group stage. We're in the round of 16 group stage here to determine who will make it through to the playoffs. Over the past 2 days, Monday and Tuesday, we did go over Group A and Group B respectively. Now we have Group C and Group D remaining. Group C is going to be today, Group D is going to be tomorrow, and remember, the playoffs are over the weekend. The playoffs are going to be over the weekend, so we're going to be there for those matches, for those events. I mean, I say that, I think we're going to be covering those via replays as well, just because this weekend is going to be Maestros of the game. This is a lot of StarCraft. A lot of StarCraft is going on. For the time being, though, we do have 4 players. We have Classic, HonMonO, Cure, and Rumieth. We have 2 Terrans, a Protoss, and a Zerg player. A nice spread of players here, and I'm really curious to see how certain players will actually perform. Now, coming into this, Classic is the best Protoss in StarCraft Evolution. 100%. Like, straight up. You can make an argument for Hero, just because Hero also has had a really strong record, but Hero doesn't play anywhere near as actively. So, again, Classic, he is stepping in as the best Protoss, and he's stepping in as the #1 seed of the tournament, or of this group I should say, favored to maybe even win the entire tournament. Meanwhile, another player here that's going to be an interesting one is Cure. Cure, he is stepping in as a player that is very unfamiliar with StarCraft Evolution. For this event, a bunch of Korean players were invited, Korean players that are not familiar with the mod, but again, they were invited to take part and to maybe get like indoctrinated into StarCraft Evolution. We spoke about this regarding Gumiho yesterday, or I guess for Group B. Players like Gumiho, players like Cure, players like Rogue as well. Those are the 3 that come to mind. There might be another there that I might be forgetting, but Cure, Gumiho, and Rogue, these are the 3 players that don't play StarCraft Evolution, and that I'm assuming are going to be relying solely on their SE2 skills to carry them through. That was the case with Gumiho, and that has been the case with Cure up until this point. We're casting the round 16, the round of 28 was before this, and Cure, I think he lost every game with Brood War Terran, but he won every game with SE2 Terran. And hey, they got him this far. They got him this far, and it may take him out of the group as well and take him even further. We'll see. Like, again, I'm really curious to see Gumiho, Cure, and Rogue, to see how they perform, to see how they perform with their Brood War respective races, and how far they can go. How much can SC2 carry you, baby? That's the real question. Likewise, we have HonMonO and Rumieth. These are 2 players that are very familiar with StarCraft Evolution. They're a little bit more in the middle of the pack when it comes to their overall skill levels. HonMonO is a very aggressive Terran player, very aggressive and very cheesy at times. Rumieth, he's a bit of a mixed bag. He's a very strong player in his own right, so don't get me wrong, he's one of the better Zerg players in StarCraft Evolution, but I don't know how he'll compare to Cure, I'll be honest. And again, I'm kind of favoring Classic over all of them, but we'll see. We shall see. We'll see how our players have been preparing for the SC Evolution Championship. Game 1 is going to be on Maganatha between HonMonO and Classic. Let's go. Let us go. Again, HonMonO, he can punch up, especially in this matchup, so we'll see how he can perform against Classic. We'll see what he brings to the table, as we're going to be loading into one of the larger maps in the map pool. Here we go. Oh, that's not the correct in-game logo. Un momento, that's from yesterday. That's from Pegasus Cup. Un momento, papi, un momento. Bam, beautiful. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Maganatha, we have the we have the red Terran player, the red Terran. We have the South Korean Terran representing Team Hyper 1. It is HonMonO. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing Protoss Pro. It is a classic. Here we go. Oh, hey. Just catching up. NV4 logo is not updated. True. Oh no. So we are settling in. I believe it should be good on every other scene, right? Just double checking. Yeah. We got every other scene. We are good to go. For the time being, we do have our double gas open out of HonMonO. HonMonO going for a faster factory. Meanwhile, we do have Classic just going for his own gate expand or gate cyber expand. We're just settling into our standard openers here. As a reminder, as you mentioned, Magnath is one of the larger maps, longer rushes and spike ground, so it does typically favor longer games. But it's HonMonO we're talking about. He's not really one to macro. He's not really one to expand, not really one to get into a longer game state. So we'll see where he takes us. We'll see where we go. From here, of course, faster factory can lead into a faster starport, into a crazy one base all-in, or just factory expand. Do you see HonMonO keeping Classic in the dark? Does fully wall off. Classic not fully aware as to what's going on. And again, just expanding back at home. When it comes to PvT, when it comes to Protoss vs Terran in this current meta, we are expecting Classic to open up with a Robo, as we do have a second gateway, but into a Robo, into a Reaver, into like Reaver drop play. We saw that quite a bit already here from Classic in our show match, or in his show match versus Tasia, if you recall. We did cover the Enki Epic series, what was it, last week, the week before that, and Classic was looking very dominant against Tasia. As Classic, he didn't drop a single map. it was crazy. But I believe he did incorporate Reaver drops in almost every game. So that did give us a glimpse of Classic coming into the championship. As we have a CC on the high ground, HonMonO is going to be expanding. A crazy one base all in. Shield batteries on the way. Jigrin will poke out. And again, we're still waiting for a tech of choice from Classic. We'll get there. I mean, a bit of a late reaction from HonMonO, takes some extra hits, but does pull away. Safety Cyclones in production. Classic, you can try and delay the expansion and try to maintain control of the low grounds. But now pulling back. Does pull back, doesn't want to get caught out, so didn't really get to see too much behind this yet. Still in the dark. Again, we've spoken about this before, but scouting can be a lot more difficult here for Brood War or Protoss. This is another reason why Robo openers and Reaver drops are so common, because it's a way to harass, but more importantly, it's a way to scout as well. Again, there's no like fast hallucination scout or anything like that is available to Classic. So there's that Robo. Third gateway takes a more defensive stance. Again, if HonMonO were to open up with a medevac to drop across the map, then Classic feels, I mean, it's difficult to be in position for that, so they'll stay back for the time being. Now moving up behind this, we have a second starport, and we've seen this quite a bit here in the current meta, is to go mass Banshee, assuming that that's where we're headed. If you recall, we saw this out of Tasia as well. And I want to say we saw it even previously, maybe even from like HonMonO in months past. As the bunker's under fire, not enough SCVs to repair, the bunker does go down. HonMonO, he did run out of minerals if I'm not mistaken. And this is getting a little bit out of hand. Cyclone's out of position. Oof. Yeah, Brutal is going up, first Cyclone does go down. And Classic, he may just overrun here and now. Has Banshee productions underway, but it may not matter. It may not matter here. Classic has broken the natural SCV, is going to be going down. HonMonO, he cannot engage. Again, he was out of position. The Banshees, they will help at least somewhat, but remember, they don't have cloak. There's no cloak, so the Dragoons, they can hold their own against them. The tank has arrived. The tank will hold. Classic just chilling, taking another expansion. enjoying himself, papi. And meanwhile, big shout out to Rio in the chat. Gracias, papi, gracias. Thank you so much for the raid. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a good ladder session. Buenas noches, papi. Buenas noches. As the tank is going to go down. Buenas noches. Gracias, gracias. Como siempre. And GG gets cool. There's nothing to defend. And Classic takes game number 1. GG. Whew. GG will play. Nice raid number. Yes, very nice. Very nice. STV. But GG, again, pretty straightforward here. We didn't really get into our games. Unfortunately, HonMonO was out of position. Unfortunately, his Cyclones are out on the map when the Dragoons were moving in, so there was that much less to defend. It was also unfortunate that HonMonO, he had no minerals, so even though he pulled the boys to repair, he actually ran out of minerals, so the boys stopped repairing. I believe that's what occurred. So the Dragoons, they just broke through the bunker, they just broke through the bio. The Cyclones were a non-factor in that fight. Otherwise, it could have been behind the bunker with 2 extra lock-ons to buy time. Alas, the pants were down. GG, well played. Unfortunately, we didn't really get into the double starport mass banshee. We might be able to get into that here, as game 2 is going to be on Vermeer. Let's go. Let us go. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Vermeer, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the Red Terran representing Team Hyper 1. It is HonMonO. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the blue Protoss player, the blue Protoss representing Virtus Pro, the brutal Protoss. It is a Classic. Here we go. Classic's micro Dragoons better than anyone else in this EVO. Makes Dragoons versus Cyclone look a winning match for Protoss. Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's also why I mentioned that it wouldn't be like if the Cyclones were at home, that would have been a secure defense, but it would have been that with the Cyclones being at home, they would have been behind the bunker and would have ideally bought some time, would have maybe even killed a Dragoon, just enough time for the eventual tank to pop out, and for the additional defenses to pop out. The other downside, though, specifically for what HonMonO was doing, was that he was delaying his factory production in favor of the second starport, in favor of the Banshee play as well. Like, there was kind of a lot coming into play there, and again, HonMonO, he was caught out. I think what was a little bit unfortunate as well is that Classic, he didn't really know that, like, HonMonO, he was investing a lot into those Banshees, a lot into that second starport. Didn't necessarily know that HonMonO was vulnerable in that moment, but just found the damage anyway. He just made his way in. Let's go. Looks like a 1-base all in. We have a 1-base all in out of HonMonO. We have a 3-rack setup here from our Terran player. And we are going to commit. From here, my apologies, I assumed we were going to be building a Marines, but no, gases are being taken. We do have Mass Reaper on the way. Vermeer does have a cliff face coming into the main base. This is not always the case. A lot of the Broodor maps actually don't have Reaper cliffs, or at least some of them don't. This one does. Bearing in mind as well that HonMonO is not fully aware of the location of his opponent, so still has to determine where exactly Classic is, as this is a 4-player spawn map. So you can spawn in at every corner of the map. HonMonO, the Mass Reaper, is upon us. And it looks like he will find Classic. It will find him. Ah. The Broodor theme. The Terran theme, I should say. Beautiful. It does move up. Again, HonMonO, he has found his opponent. Classic, there is a probe scout, has likewise found HonMonO as well. Does spot the racks, but nothing else than that. The boys are being pulled, and it's all or nothing. HonMonO, he's gonna send it, Pat. He's gonna send it. 1-base all in. Either he kills Classic or he dies trying. We knew this series was gonna be a short one. Even if HonMonO wins here, like, it's gonna... we knew, Pat. We knew. It's HonMonO, Pat. So we have 4 Reapers currently. Shield battery's halfway done. We can get into the first Dragoon, not bad. The first Dragoon is going to be targeted. The other Dragoon does get surrounded. Takes down one of the Reapers, but that is a brutal surround. 1 Dragoon falls already. But the shield battery is done. Yeah, shield battery is complete. Dragoons, they try to zone away the Reapers. Ooh, they get a couple of shots off. Ooh, 1 Dragoon. Oh no, he's out of range. Does pull back. Does pull back within range, and from here, Classic, he is kiting well. He may lose a couple of boys, but it's fine. He can lose probes. Can't afford it. Every SCV is going to go down, and Classic holds. Classic, he does hold on. 6 probes for 10 SCVs. There's barely any saturation across the map. Classic is miles ahead, and Classic only lost the 1 Dragoon, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, only the first Dragoon went down, and even then, that was a bit of a slip up from Classic. From here, he is looking very secure, and it's going to be difficult for HonMonO to break through. Bearing in mind that Classic still has that shield battery, and he can still pull the boys if need be. Reapers to make their way into the main. Try to make the way in. That's going to be 2 Reapers going down. And guess 2 Dragoons, but more Reapers are falling. And over time, Classic will outscale HonMonO. HonMonO does rotate over to the natural. Not bad. Going for the pylon. Ideally, wants to get into the bases, wants to get into the mineral line. But is being thrown away. Behind this is no CC, no expansion, there's still no other setup, it's still just Mass Reaper. Technically, HonMonO, he might be able to build up to the point where he can pull the boys for a second time. Like, I would not put it... Yeah, there we go. I was gonna say, I wouldn't put it past HonMonO, we've seen him do it before. Yeah, let's go, let's go. Oh, no. Is it a bad thing if I'm starting to think like HonMonO? Is that a negative? Is that... Probably. It's... Yeah. I would assume so. It's not good. Oh god, no! HonMonO, calm down! I killed his own SCV to free up supply for 1 more Reaper. So, making 1 more Reaper. Let's go. As he does move in, probes are being pulled. Once again, nice kiting here from Classic, and we'll see if we can get 1 of those Dragoons. Probes are pulled away. And every SCV is now going down. Oof. Killing the shield battery, gets 1 of the Dragoons, gets 2. Takes down 2 Dragoons, takes down 3, let's go. 3 Dragoons do go down. We have so many more coming out though. Yeah, Dragoons, they do reinforce. And we are down to how many? Down to 9 Reapers. Down to 9. Oh no! Like the Reaper shot goes up. GG gets called. And the Classic, he will take the series 2-0, advancing on to the next round. GG. Whew. GG, well played, congratulations. Classic, he will claim the series. He will take the 2-0 here. As we mentioned, Classic is coming in as the heavy favorite to make it out of the group in first place. He is the #1 seed of potentially the entire tournament. But despite that, HonMonO, you know, he's one that can hold his own, and he was able to bring some shenanigans here to the table. Didn't quite break through, but regardless, GG. GG, well played. And again, HonMonO, he will have another opportunity to make it out. As he's still in the group. He's still in the group, of course. As he's knocked down to the elimination match. Meanwhile, we're going to be jumping into our next matchup here. One moment as I make sure I update the score.